Speaking Portuguese is better than speaking. But I think that's better. I can try speaking in English to facilitate the understanding. And I have a speech, but I don't like to read speech. I confess this. And but I think that I have a really good opportunity to have an informal meeting, and I would like to have this opportunity to listen the commissioners and my friends that are here, and such what are the key conclusions as a result of this meeting. And I confess that I'm completely interested to create a political strategy to achieve our goal to have the center of Wales, South Center of Wales in the end of the year. This is the political commitment that the Brazilian government wants to adopt and to achieve. And it's not only important for us in Brazil, but I do believe this is an important strategy for South-South cooperation and a new perspective to dialogue with these countries considered biodiverse conservation. So, if you agree, I'd like to have this moment, 15, 20 minutes, an open dialogue to listen, to know more your experience, also the Brazilians that are here, what are the perspectives, what are the key challenges, what are the impressions. And if you feel that you'd like to come back to Brazil and to stay with us, and I invite you to go to the north of the country, okay? This is different, but it's spectacular also, okay? And if you'd like to go to Brazil, you can meet the way of me, myself, okay? This is a new version, I promise. But it's all a joke, and I'd like to know more about your opinion, you and the other commissioners, and the Brazilians, such a way that I can, at the end of this process, share my opinion and share what we believe that we can achieve in 2014. So if you agree, and this is a new procedure, it's not a formal one, and Itamaraty is completely astonished. Now we're in Bahia, in Brazil, and then a Friday. And it's really for me a good opportunity to know, to learn, and to listen about your vision, your experience, and your impressions. If you can play together, you can work together, and you can have a scale one of the political approach, consider the way of conservation and protection. So I invite you to open this debate, and after this, invite also the Brazilians that are here, okay, to know more about their expectations and how we can together propose a new strategy, political strategy, until the end of the year. And I hope that at the end of the year, we achieve our common goal to protect our friends, the whales. Thank you very much. And after this, I promise that I will read some words and to have my appreciation. Okay? And I do apologize for the Brazilian and Baiana English. Okay? Let us see what we want to say.
Thank you very much, Minister. I must say I was indeed honored to be invited to this very important workshop. It actually shows a shift in how we are handling things at the IWC. Rather having dialogue rather than adversary and confrontation. So it is very important for us to have this dialogue, both informal and formally, to look at the different issues in terms of management of cetaceans and how we go forward to deal with it. Recognizing that there are issues within the IWC and the different paradigm shifts and how we go about handling it. And so this workshop, the last 2 days, has given a different perspective in terms of the amount of work that is ongoing in Latin America in terms of research. I must commend all the researchers who are doing an absolutely fantastic job. And I would also ask them to make sure that the information is readily available to the IWC, because a lot of their work is not known. It is known at the scientific committee level, but at the commission level, they are not hearing this. And so I would like to create the necessary linkages with the scientists and the commission so the information and the valuable work that they are doing is known to the IWC and to the rest of the world. I think that it's important for us to create the linkages and for us to look at common ground within the IWC, where we can work together for the proper management of the cetacean resources in our different countries. So I would like to commend you, and I will definitely take up your offer to come to the north of Brazil. I'm very interested in seeing other management regimes in the different countries, because it allows us to broaden our horizons and look to see how we can improve the management of our biodiversity resources in our countries. Because without the biodiversity in our countries, you know what are the countries worth. So I look forward to continuing collaboration, seeing where we can assist. I am a very open chair. I try to be as balanced as possible. And I look forward to collaborating with everyone here to see how we can move forward with the proposal and with other matters within the IWC that we need to deal with to ensure that the IWC in the future is a functioning organization.
We have other friends. Take care, because I look at the people and say you. It's an open dialogue. It's very nice what the Madam Chair says, that we have really a huge opportunity to scale up the political relationship between science and the political decision process. This is a key message concerning the international negotiations. And sometimes you have different groups, we are not able to put everybody together concerning the political process and decision process. There are different roles, and in this case, it's the opposite. We need the science to take the decision. Okay? And more than this, we need the science to preserve it. And we need the science to pose public policy considering the national and international communities. So I do believe that we have here really a huge opportunity to change or to have a new approach for international cooperation, having as a mainstream the science and technological development and the biodiversity conservation. I always like to remember that we started this process before Rio 92, and we have some arrangements in Brazil to management biodiversity conservation, but we have different institutional approaches and some difficulties to understand this under the political umbrella, national political umbrella. Today we have a different perspective, not only in Brazil, but also internationally, considering Rio Plus 20 conference outcomes, we will debate marine assessments and how we can manage this in the international political debate, and negotiations. It's not clear, unfortunately, how we can merge this process, this international process, with the development negotiations and the political engagement, for example, for climate change and biodiversity conservation. Sometimes we have the different scales and an unbalanced political approach when you have the two nations, and how we can move forward, and how we can also have the other multilateral environmental agreements at the same, the same pace and the same political opportunity for the international environment. I feel that it's time to that we can together consider this opportunity of South Atlantic Basin travel to put on the table other points, other purpose for the international dialogue. Even for the South-South cooperation, I do believe that we have a traditional way to do this. It need to be so innovative, to have together with us not only the scientists, but also the economic world that put pressure on our activities. And this is not easy, but is feasible considering the common interest that I know in the case of Brazil, that can mobilize some stakeholders to be together internationally for the whale protection. We need to find a new way for this international communication and a new way to put this political asset on the table. It is not clear enough. We need to go beyond the scientific world. We need to mobilize the politicians and how we can mobilize the politicians, the good ones, of course, to be together with us with a new narrative for biodiversity conservation. We tried to do this during the Rio +20 conference negotiation. It was really hard behind the scenes. Society faces the outcomes of this international conference, but nobody knows what happens during the negotiations and behind the scenes. It was really hard to move forward and to have consideration to consider the biodiverse assets in the case of marine ecosystems, and that we have a small will, but we achieve the political result to say it's important to have in this outcome of the conference, we can mention the new perspective of international cooperation on biodiverse conservation considering marine ecosystems. But this is not enough. We need to find a way to put together in the same track, the political track for the international engagement, other multilateral environmental agreements, like whale protection, like sites. Okay, we need to understand what are these movements and need to put all the teams together to strengthen the voice, the political voice of biodiverse conservation. Today, what we have internationally in the huge conference is that biodiversity is really important, but climate change sometimes assumes the protagonism, the political protagonism of international debate. And I asked Braulio Dias from CDP to work together with us and the climate change Christian Figueiras in such a way that we can put together these new ways to go biodiversity and climate change. And I feel that you have a good opportunity to approach the whale protection as a, how can I say this, as a key political, how can I say, narrow to change the international scenario that we have. I was talking that, we were discussing with my staff that probably I'd like to go for this international negotiation in Slovenia. It's hard to arrive there, no? I think, but I'll do this. And if you agree, I will invite Einstein from UNEP to come with me. Okay, in such a way that UNEP together, the new UNEP, can be together with us fighting to consider this important issue and to show to the international world that we want to have this political scale up for biodiversity conservation at the international environmental agreements, international environmental negotiation. As a global leader, as I was nominated last year, it's absolutely important that we can find who are the other actors that can be together with us beyond the scientists, beyond the diplomats, beyond the government representatives. It's important to find some leaders that want to be together with us and to put we could have an expression in Brazil, I don't know how to translate this in English. Ou bode na sala. Even the Tamarachi cannot translate this. The translators can help us, please. How can translate o bode na sala? No, of course it's not this. No, it's something similar. Okay, we have to. Let's see. Nega. How can I translate this? Put the way on the room. Okay. Something like this. This is a political expression that we have in Brazil. It's very important to have national negotiations. That indeed you need to motivate people to see what is the key problem that we must get this to, and not what we have today. My feelings is that we can do this together. This is my, after that I have been discussing this the last year. And I'd like to be together with you, if you agree, to propose an international initiative to support this with some important leaders around the world that I can write and I can ask to support us in this initiative. I'm not afraid with the other ones that are against, because I remember 2010 when we went to Nagoya negotiation, and everybody, everybody was completely against and said that it is impossible to achieve the results. And at the end of the negotiation, at 3 a.m., and then arrive at the plenary, everybody stand up and clap their hands and say, Brazil, you got it. And we worked hard to make 3 weeks, and we achieved with other partners the excellent result to have Nagoya Protocol approved. Even, this is a secret, the chair, my feelings, the feeling that the chair of the conference was not in favor of this so hard. And at least I played xadrez, I played chess, and I said, let's see if he wants to do this or not. And we did all the arrangements, and I asked the support for the Minister of England, Minister of Environment of England, of United Kingdom, and of England, and the Chinese staff. And behind the scenes, you manage this with China and England, together with the European Union, and with the support of some friends of South America. And it was very interesting, because at the end of the negotiation, at 3 a.m., and we have the final agreement, say, okay, you got it. And it was really one of the most important emotions that I had in my life. And but it was because we achieved this because we were able to identify friends that decided to play together with us. I think that today we have this opportunity internationally. I know that's not easy, but life sometimes is so hard, but sustainable so good. So, and as the Beatles like to say, all you need is love. So if you need to do something different, let's do something different. But I think that we have really an excellent opportunity to have this international dispute. And if you want, let's do this together. Brazil wants to participate, wants to be engaged, and wants to show that this protection is not only important for the biodiversity, but also for the international relationship among our countries, among our societies, considering not only South-South cooperation, but also the cooperation with the non-violence, considering also the new tracks, international negotiations, and climate change and biodiversity conservation. We need to be together to convince people that we are right. We know that we are right, but we need to convince these people, and we need to find some smart guys to be together with us, promote this, not only the scientists, we're so good at the science, but we need somebody that believes in us that we're able to do this. So if you want to do this, would like to be engaged, and I'd like to write some letters, and the Kamati can suggest this if you also. And I can call some ministers, I can put my pressure on and say that way is like Sicily, okay? Because I know that I need to lose some cargo, but at the end of the bargain, I promise to do this. At there, I promise to try to swim and NECA will adopt all the conditions so that I can meet the whales that will come back here. And if you agree, let's do this. Because for us in Brazil, you have now a new unit at the Ministry of Environment dedicated to the protection of marine and coastal ecosystems. This is completely new. It's the first time the Ministry of Environment in Brazil will have a director completely dedicated for this. Okay, and also you have a new program for species that is face the challenge of endangered species in Brazil with new criteria and all the new arrangements for international and national scientific cooperation to scale our step of conservation for endangered species. This is completely new in Brazil, and I think that will be very useful for us that we can have these international initiatives to end this first moment, the first stage of this national strategy, the new national strategy for biodiversity. And for this we need your support. We need to be together as a country. And I promise that I show you, not only the north of the country, but I invite you to go to Pantanal. This is completely the wetlands in the south, in the north-south, this center, southwest of the country is but you have a chance to come to Brazil. Brazil was born here in Brazil, in Bahia, okay, and this is the first moment of our history. And at the end of our history, I invite you to go to Rio de Janeiro. Okay, it's only the end of the process. You have to come to Brazil and to visit different places and to learn more about our national standards of environmental management. More than this, we need to learn with you as well, specialists, how we can improve the national system of biodiversity conservation. And I feel that you can do this together if we're able to define or to establish a new political narrative, a new political strategy to face the challenge, international challenge, to promote the engagement, all the people that need to mobilize to achieve this strategic result. If you agree, let's do it together. And more than do it together, let's promote the road that we know how to do political dialogue, international dialogue, to convince even the Africans colleagues and the ASEAN colleagues that the world needs new challenge to face sustainability and to have well-being in our society. It's more than only debate of one species or two species. We're talking about a new style, a new lifestyle. We're talking about a new opportunity to have society together. And I'm convinced that we can do this. And what we need is to work hard to do this every day and to have friends. I'm convinced that friends, with good speech and with good arguments, we can face the problems, face the enemies, and to convince, okay, let's do it together and forget, even if you talk on the rail, the sounds of the continent, the sounds of the earth. And what I'm saying that let's do it together. If you want, let's sing it together. If you want, we can dance together. Okay? Only this together. Okay? Okay? And I know that the ambassador told me that we can do this together. So I'd like to thank you very much for the opportunity that you accept to come to Brazil, to stay here with us. I'd like to thank very much the Valejo project, the staff, and also the Kamat project, my friends Neca and Marcia that's here. And I'd like to thank very much Itamaraty. Nobody is perfect, but I thank you very much. They are so close, so friends, and I know that our ambassador is working hard in London to such a way that we can achieve this result. But more than this, I'd like to thank the commissioners that will come to here to have. I know there was a point to have a really good debate and good scientific results and data that you share with us as Americans, we have Australia, and have the partners in South America, and also our friends from the Caribbean islands. And let's thank you very much for coming here and to say and to take the decision. If you can do this, what I'd like to invite myself to be with you and to do the best that you can do in Brazil. And you have also the Côte d'Ivoire, the Côte d'Ivoire and the Gabon, and that are here, Gabon. And thank you very much for coming. And let's do it. I'm convinced that we can achieve this result. This is my last year as a Minister of Environment, and I'll be very, very happy if we can achieve this result. That was in 2010. It was my last year in 2010 as Minister of Environment, and I achieved the Nagoya Protocol results. So let's do this, and I'm convinced that we can work together. And I'm convinced that also I can talk with my friend, the Minister of Environment in South Africa. She's a close friend, and we have a bilateral agreement between Brazil and South Africa to biodiversity conservation. We have a bilateral agreement with all the BRICS. And I know that we have a friend from South Africa, we have a friend from South Africa. Yes. And we have a close cooperation on climate change. And now we are trying to have an open door to biodiversity conservation. And I hope that the way of conservation can be the first step for this. And if you feel that you suggest that it's important I can dialogue with the Minister and to put her together on board with us, let's do this. Only what I ask for you, keep this thing playing. Okay, and the director, and I promise that I will try to win the Oscar, the Green Oscar together. Okay, let's do this. Yes, the Oscar. Well, software. I have a wind hospital, environmental hospital, but say their name. So ask it, so let's do this. The way you ask is better than you can say. So I know that, don't be afraid. Okay, let's do it. And after this, she's completely such God. This is amazing. This is a political woman that take decisions all the time and convince people all the time that we need an inclusive and sustainable world. Okay, so if you want, don't be afraid, relax and enjoy, drink a caipirinha, and that saves them in the way. Let's do it together. Agree? Have a go. Thank you.
I just wish to tell the Minister that the IWC is a very crazy organization, so she's more than welcome to join.
So the feelings are right. So guys, thank you very much. I think that, I don't know if the ambassador would like to share his vision. We also have other friends that would like to share his vision with us. But I have a formal speech here. I promise that I will not read this. Okay, if everybody wants to know the formal opinion of this, you're welcome to read this. This is really good. Okay. I look at my staff. I was in the. I didn't write. I wasn't. Yes, and I was in the aircraft. No, I don't want this. Review this. Rewrite this. And now I didn't read this. Okay. But we have a formal vision from the Brazilian government. It's very nice because the next years everybody will forget us, but to try to read what she said 20 years ago. Okay, it's something like this. And but I don't know if our guys would like to say kind words. Of course. And I'd like to ask you to tell us if you consider your experience and your political view, if you can have this great strategy to be engaged, to convince people that at the time, the right time, the political time, to protect the rails and the souls.
Thank you very much, Minister Isabella. I'm trying to be relaxed. It's difficult for a diplomat, but we are in Bahia, it's Friday afternoon, so well, we had some caipirinhas for 2 days as well. But not only that, but we were enlightened by so many presentations, so interesting information that we had during these 2 days. And I mean, Foreign Ministry, thanks so much. Your personal support and involvement, your ministry, and the Humpback Whale Institute for organizing this. But I think everybody wants to read your statement, and I guess it will be available in the website, because we have a website for this seminar. And I think more than honored by your presence here, we are also very much inspired by your words, because as commissioners, we have been participating in this crazy negotiations at the IWC. We have known confrontation, division, and I think it's time, as you say, to think, to explore new approaches, to think out of the box, as has been said here. And maybe we are seeing here a momentum, a new phase in the discussion of the sanctuary. I think you are right. The South Atlantic Sanctuary can be seen as a new platform for cooperation among developing countries, among countries that share this common space. It is a South-South cooperation initiative that is, I believe, getting more support. And I think this seminar, this workshop, has been very useful for providing more information, new ideas, and maybe new forms of bridging the gap. and trying to find consensus, or at least to find sufficient support to move forward with these very important proposals. I don't want to try to make any kind of attempt to present any concluding remarks or try to indicate what were the consensus here, because we didn't have any kind of negotiations. It has been a very informal setting, just presentations, questions and answers. But if I may try to say, I think it was very clear for most of us that the sanctuary is an important proposal. It is compatible with the convention, the 1946 convention. It is a platform for cooperation that is that should be considered by the Commission. We hope that a new proposal will be submitted through the scientific committee, and that will be ready to engage and to discuss this proposal in Porto Roche, Slovenia, in September. So I think it was very clear from the discussions that this is a proposal that can benefit the local communities, that can, through whale watching and through ecotourism activities, promote the sustainable development of communities, create jobs and income for those communities. So I think all the aspects, including the relation of the sanctuary with economic activities like oil and gas exploration, has been considered here. And I think we have a lot of information to bring home and to think of new ways to move forward with this proposal. So really, thank you so much for your presence here, and I think I'll stop there. Actually, I'm not supposed to. You were the guest, so you are the host. Sorry. You are the main host. So I'll stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. You mentioned that you can work in the oil and gas industry concerning the debates that you have here. Probably can have those opportunities. Well, it seems very much Petrobras can support this meeting, support us, and support this meeting, to consider the arrangements here very much. And also, during my PhD study, I studied oil and gas industry. Always critical of this, for the environmental concerns. And I feel that we have a really good opportunity, good political room for the oil and gas. And you can have this engagement. I can try to mobilize the international and national companies that operate in Brazil to debate, to support us in this initiative. It's not difficult because you know that you can establish new procedures to consider the whale protection and the oil and gas activities in Brazil. And this is a small group of companies. It's an international one, it's not global ones. And we have at this moment in Brazil an open way for this international dialogue as private sector. So I think that we can, Ambassador, identify messages, I mentioned in the chat, that we can messages, we can identify who is who, what the event is to be mobilized, and what is the strategy until the final result that we can adopt to mobilize the debate and to convince people about the new data and about this new approach for the whale conservation, not only the sector, but also what to have as what to be new if we protect if that is arrangement also for international platform South-South cooperation. South-South cooperation is not only South-South cooperation. It's something that sometimes people cannot understand. It's not only between Brazil and and other countries in the south have really new working hard to see the cooperation, south cooperation with south countries in the north. Okay, and I think that here I'd like to propose for the countries from the Caribbean such a way that we can debate. It's my interest in Brazil to have a bilateral cooperation. You consider reef check, consider marine and systems protection, and also protect areas with indigenous people, how we can manage this. We have a huge experience in Brazil in this agenda. And my feeling is we have this cooperation with Cuba, but my feeling is that we need to improve, to enlarge this political dialogue. It's our interest in the environmental agenda to dialogue with you, consider not only biodiversity conservation, but other issues as areas and sustainable development agenda. It's a huge opportunity. We are now working hard with Full Amazonia. We are financing the countries in Amazon biology. To protect and to monitor the illegal deforestation, and also to resolve the problem that's the most important protected area program in the world, to share our experience with these countries. We are financing the project. Okay? And now we are finalizing some other cooperation with the Congo-based countries in Africa for forest management, forest conservation, and biodiversity conservation. And I hope that I can sign the agreement of this year. And also we are working closer with India and with South Africa and with China. We have an agreement with China considering marine protection and conservation. We are working, we are moving in such a way that for Brazil it's really important that we can have this experience with other countries together in our national policy of biodiversity conservation. And what we do believe is that together with scientists and with the national experience, we can change the national perspective of biodiversity conservation. We are doing this for the next COP. When in June we have a national debate and invite the Brazilians and the other ones, of course. We have a preparation meeting for the COP, the Conference of Parts of Biodiversity in Seoul, South Korea, but in Seoul. And we are doing this in June now. With an open dialogue with civil society, scientists, to debate what would be the Brazilian government position for the international negotiations, considering the ice sheet goals and also what are the new political commitments for the Brazilian government, not only for CDB but also considering the international COPs seminar for UCN in Australia this year. We are doing this together, and part of our national strategy that we adopted in 2010, considering Nagoya negotiation, part of this was a consequence of this open dialogue with scientists, with civil society, with private sector debating biodiversity conservation. Now we have a new political momentum, and I feel that we can do more. Considering the international negotiations for biodiversity conservation, also because we have as a Secretary Executive of the CDB, a Brazilian man that will work with us in the next months. And I'm guilty that I convinced him to be on board of this adventure for the CDB. So I'm also guilty and I'm responsible to achieve good results in Seoul. I will do my best. And but I think that really it's a good and huge opportunity, not only for the whales, but also for the turtle. The experience of the land is really good. And we have important problems in Brazil that sometimes the public policy we don't promote all the political support that our scientists, our technical staff, they are completely dedicated for this, and sometimes Brazil is really distant from the reality. But I confess that today we have a new reality in Brazil. I mentioned when I arrived here that we have here in Brazil a mechanism legal mechanism that the infrastructure development project, they need to pay environment money to protect, for the environmental conservation and protection, and to finalize when the institutional arrangement for this enacted. For the first time this year, we pay the government, make available for the Instituto Chico Mendes 413 millions of reais for compensação ambiental. So now what the Instituto Chico Mendes has to do, it has to use the money. How we can do this is around $200 million 1 year that are able to mobilize from the private sector for the infrastructure investments to make it available for biodiversity conservation. We have the mechanism, we have all the procedures, we have the money. What we need now is institutional capacity for Instituto to execute the money. How we can access and execute this with our priorities. And for this, and also with under the umbrella of South-South cooperation. We can do this. What we need is the engagement of people, and we need a clear agenda how we can address the key issues and I can put the money there. The mechanism, all the procedures they are done. No problem. And now I need the engagement for you, for your staff, for your people to execute the funds and to have the good results. And Roberto is responsible for this. So don't look at me asking money. Forget it. Work hard. Okay? Because I gave you the money. Don't work 1 year. Last year it was around 200 millions of reais. And sometimes people say the president of Instituto Chico Mendes is so poor. Forget it. They don't know how to achieve the money, to how to spend the money. Now we have the funds, we have the procedures, we have the legal procedures, we have the decision-making process established, and now what I need is the planning and the actions. So let's do it. Work hard and the nation will thank you. Okay, that's my feelings. So, my crazy woman friend, dear friend, okay, wait for me. Let's do it together if we agree, and I hope that we can be so well succeed until the end of the year, considering the next steps until the famous final meeting. And I hope that they will sing us. Okay, they are so good women, and the world needs good women. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Let's drink a caipirinha. I don't invite anyone to drink. And thank you again for coming to Brazil. It's my pleasure. And I hope that together, during the way of meeting, we can clap our hands and dance in this plenary. We're celebrating that we achieve our results. Also, if not, I don't believe it's not. It will be very good. I know that together we can protect our waves in the South Atlantic. Thank you very much for this, and I invite you to go out. We have a picture? Selfie? No? On the contrary, no, everybody was like this. And after this, I have to visit Tamar. If somebody likes to go to Tamar, I probably went there. And I see the turtle, they're waiting for me. Okay? And to see my friends, and I have to go back to Brazil at 7 o'clock. No? Yes, because we have a lot of prizes in Brazil. And tomorrow, on Saturday, I have meetings with the president. So thank you very much. Again, bye-bye. See you later, alligator. And yes, it's true. And never forget all the usual and friends. Okay, bye-bye.